Hey Reddit.
What are some very creepy facts?
I can't sleep. For more videos, like and subscribe. Female mummies in ancient Egypt were always more decomposed than their male counterparts. They discovered that this was because male bodies were embalmed a lot sooner than female bodies. Female bodies were kept at the family home until they started to decompose in order to avoid necrophilia at the embalmers.
Well, that escalated quickly.
How could anyone possibly know this?
After getting stung by a cone snail, you don't feel the sting for a little bit. There is no antivenom and it can be lethal. Treatment is basically keeping the victim alive until the venom wears off.
Cone snails are pretty freaky. Some of the most deadly ones can kill you in 30 minutes or less after they sting you. Their shells are super pretty too, so any beachcomber should be aware of these creatures and know how to pick up a shell carefully just in case someone might still be inside.
Till there are killer snails.
One reason that crows and ravens are associated with death is because they would often follow armies as they marched to battle. Being both carrion birds and extremely intelligent, they realized that a large group of armed men marching on one direction meant that there would be a tasty meal of corpses to eat soon afterwards.
That's actually pretty neat. I'd like to subscribe to Crowfacts, thanks.
Blobfish in its natural habitat looks like a normal fish, but it lives so deep underwater that it doesn't use a normal gas bladder to keep itself balanced. Instead, it has a spongy skin that is slightly less dense than water, which becomes damaged and bloated when fishermen bring it up too quickly. It's not really the ugliest fish. It has just experienced something worse than one of us being thrown into outer space. Between sea level and space, there's 1 atmospheric pressure of difference. Between sea level and 2,000 feet underwater, their upper limit, there's 60 atmospheres of difference.
Now I'm sad for the blobfishes.
Space aliens pick up humans and violently yank them into space. Humans explode. Space aliens, haha, look at their stupid faces.
When you happen to be murdered, there is only an about 40% chance that your murderer will be found and punished.
Thanks for the encouragement.
The fact that you chose to use when instead of if makes this fact even more unsettling.
Locusts aren't a type of animal. They're a condition some grasshoppers experience. Many species of grasshoppers become locusts when they're too crowded. Literally, their legs rubbing together triggers the change. Once grasshoppers start to swarm, they will join up with others, physically grow larger, change color, and eat basically anything they find. Most of a swarm will be born as part of the swarm. Increased mating is part of swarm behavior. This is why it often seems like locust swarms come out of nowhere.
Add in the amount of calories they need to stay airborne. And in addition to devouring acres upon acres of crops, they also cannibalize each other in the air.
Welp, that's horrifying.
If you begin to display symptoms of rabies, you will go crazy and die. There's no cure. Your brain will slowly melt until you're dead.
The second you get bitten by anything, you should literally speed to the hospital.
Serial killer Richard Chase took any unlocked door as an invitation to come inside.
This is the example I use every time my husband keeps the door unlocked.
In the US, if someone is kidnapped and not found within about a day, then there is a 97% chance the kidnapped person is dead.
And 3/4 of them are killed within the first 3 hours of their abduction. That's why it's so important to go the police right away and for the cops to actually act immediately instead of waiting 24, 48, 72 hours.
Wow, I must be special because the kids I've got are still alive.
Crocodiles can gallop like a horse. I don't like knowing this, so I am cursing you people with this knowledge as well. Fortunately, alligators cannot.
So that's how you tell them apart.
Men who are hanged get a death erection, known as rigor erectus. Pretty awkward for the family, I assume.
This is the one time I'd advocate using hung instead of hanged.
For women, the labia fill with blood and become engorged. Equal rights, am I right?
There's a parasite that enters a fish's mouth, eats the tongue and replaces itself as the fish's new tongue.
As a fish, there isn't a cure and it sucks. I keep saying stuff I don't mean to say.
A black mamba is the fastest snake, which can slither at a speed of 12.5 miles an hour, 20 kilometers per hour. They have neurotoxins which are fast-acting. The venom shuts down the nervous system and paralyzes the victim. Its venom is able to kill 10 people and it repeatedly bites. To add on to this, there is an almost 100% kill rate and can kill in 20 minutes.
The venom of a black mamba can kill a human in 4 hours if, say, bitten on the ankle or the thumb. However, a bite to the face or torso can bring death from paralysis within 20 minutes. Now, you should listen to this. Cause this concerns you. The amount of venom that can be delivered from a single bite can be gargantuan. You know, I've always liked that word, gargantuan. So rarely have an opportunity to use it in a sentence. If not treated quickly with antivenom, 10 to 15 milligrams can be fatal to human beings. However, the black mamba can deliver as much as 100 to 400 milligrams of venom from a single bite. L. Driver.
When I went on a safari, the guide had no problem driving by the family of lions, cougars, crazy hippos, everything else we saw. However, when he spotted a black mamba, this incredible fear came over his face. The snake was right in the middle of the dirt road and he wouldn't even drive past it. We were in one of those open Jeep safari things. The guide was so frightened that he just zoomed in reverse and got away so quickly. He said they can jump up in the car and do all kinds of crazy things. I don't know if that's true, but I know that he was genuinely afraid and we got out of that area so fast.